Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for another broadcast here in Pandora's Arcade, brought to you by Dizzy V Designs and Team Watson Racing Setups. We are here for the 2026 AI Indianapolis 500, fully simulated as close as possible. We do have at least the front row correct, with Alex Palou and Alexander Rossi taking up the first two spots. We'll go through the starting lineup here in a moment. Drivers are based on their overall rating and then included with their practice and qualifying results throughout the month. So something definitely to keep in mind. We did try to make this as realistic as possible, using just generic paint schemes here, as didn't get time to get everything loaded in and paint jobs change, and this was the easiest way to do it. Cars look pretty representative though of themselves on track in real life, so won't have too much confusion when it comes to who we're looking for. But qualifying is already completed, as is practice, so we'll go ahead and jump right to the race itself. Cars will get lined up, just be one moment. We'll go ahead and jump to the drone camera here off the nose of Alex Palou, go through the field and see where your favorite driver is starting. Should be pretty close to where they are in the real life lineup. Try to get as close as possible. Too bad we can't actually set a lineup here in iRacing. That'd be pretty nice, but two wide start here as well. It sounds pretty quiet. Alright, we'll go through the field here. Alex Palou, Alexander Rossi on the front row. Good place to be named Al, it seems. Takuma Sato and Scott McLaughlin, row 2. We got Malukas alongside Graham Rahal. So Graham Rahal a bit further up than his real life starting spot. Rasmussen, a good start with Lundgaard as well. Lundgaard has struggled throughout the month. There's Scott Dixon and Marcus Armstrong. See this, we got Jack Harvey and Renus VK. That's Ryan Hunter-Ray alongside Kyle Kirkwood. Louis Foster and Pato O'Ward. Newgarden alongside Rosenquist. Marcus Ericsson and Santino Ferrucci. About midfield here. Got Helio Castroneves, and alongside him, trying to recall the 19. Bear with me one moment. The different paint jobs, it does take a little time to get used to. Should be coming up here just a moment. Dennis Hauger. That's right. We got Kyle Collette right behind, and a very similar paint job to Helio Castroneves and Stingray Robb. Catherine Legg and Will Power. Closest we could get to chrome here. Nolan Siegel and Kiffin Simpson, that's Sunoco paint job. Mick Schumacher, Ed Carpenter. Conor Daly, Jacob Abel, and the final row, Romain Grosjean. All 33 on the grid. About to get underway here.
One lap to green. Line up on the outside. Pit road's closed.
Go look at the field here before they take off down the front stretch. And one lap before we go green. Conditions a bit overcast, 68 degrees. Outside, 83 on the track. Not much wind, so should be good for the drivers. We just got to get through these first few laps, hopefully cleanly, and the race can settle in. We are rounding the final corner. Getting ready to go green through the short chute. Pace car will pull off. Hello will have control of the field. Is out.
Green flag, green flag.
Sato's gonna go to the inside. Try to make a move into turn one. And he gets by Rossi, so Sato up to second. Gonna check up back here. Looks like maybe Marcus Armstrong didn't get the best start. Sato to the inside of Palou on lap one. Rossi trying to get by as well. Very hard to get through here in the first lap. Everyone clean so far. Off the final corner. First lap's going to belong to Takuma Sato. McLaughlin trying to get by Rossi, but Rossi is able to hold him off for now. Battles up front for the lead. Top three starting to pull away just a bit. .685 for both first and second. Maybe BK got the wall off and turned the first corner in the short chute, but keeps going. Board with Palou. See if he goes for a pass here into turn one. Continues to save fuel. a bit further back. Rossi now is second off the lead. Maybe a bit of trouble there for Palou.
Radio check. This is the spotter. Check, check.
Make sure we
You've
got
got
our
1 gallon
spotter
left.
going. Any changes with the track or incidents will be made aware of. Scott McLaughlin currently with quickest lap in 5th. These guys just putting in their quickest lap, even just behind them. Marcus Armstrong, Rasmussen, and Lundgaard.
New fastest lap for Sato, 40.77.
Sato. So real quick up front. Trying to pull away. Meanwhile, Rinus VK. So he's going to get to the outside of Rossi and make the pass for 3rd. Not sure Rossi's saving fuel a bit. But VK up from 10th. So as the field comes by. Oh, what's this? Scott Dixon with trouble. See here. Last year's winner. He was only in for 1 lap. Was it a scheduled stop? Can't imagine it was. Let's see what happens here in the turn 3. Yeah, it was. I'm shocked. I'm not sure what Scott Dixon's doing. But last year's winner always finds a way. And sometimes you wonder, do you decide to do what Scott Dixon does, even if it's just so insane, or he gets in a wreck, whatever it may be. Just even if he gets in a wreck, he ends up with a top 10. Palou, half a second now back of Takuma Sato. Losing a bit of ground, probably pretty comfortable with where he's at though. Let's go look at the field coming down the front stretch.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 89 Fahrenheit. That's a new fastest lap for Dixon, 40.24.
And Scott Dixon has now set the quickest lap of the race. Fresh tires, and that'll do it. Here's David Malukas trying to get by Jack Harvey. Harvey running pretty well after a great starting spot. Thought Malukas might move up a bit quicker. Pato O'Ward of 41.1, actually the quickest lap of the race. And that was his quickest. Excuse me. Not sure who has the quickest lap, because Scott Dixon now. Yeah, 40.2. Newgarden holding on to 8th, Rasmussen in 7th. Just a little curious how those two would hold up, qualifying in the top 10. And actually faring a little better than Rossi, who started 2nd, now back to 5th in a backup car. Did lose a bit of would say attributes once he got to that backup car. Otherwise would have been maybe a bit quicker and up here battling for the lead. But top 4 definitely getting away from the rest of the field, with Marcus Armstrong looking to join them.
McLaughlin, 39.81.
39.8 for McLaughlin. Wow. Flying right now. Let's go on board. See what it's like to go 230 miles an hour around Indianapolis Motor Speed. That's your top 3 just ahead. This VK looking very quick, and all of a sudden McLaughlin looking very loose. Wow. 1.5 seconds off that lap once he got to dirty air here on lap 14. Fourth gear down the backstretch. We had a caution. It was so far out of the gas, I thought there was a yellow. Oh, wow. 41.8 for McLaughlin at time. So he goes from the fastest lap to setting 2 of the slowest laps. They overcooked his tires. Kirkwood is closing in. Seems like Rossi's been able to pull back away from Armstrong a bit. And lap traffic just 12 seconds ahead of the leader. Let's see here, we got Hunter Ray and Jacob Abel running 31st and 32nd. Pretty good line of cars, though. Might be difficult to get through despite the speed difference. Yeah, look at Rossi now closing back up on McLaughlin, and VK potentially looking for a way around Palou for 2nd. About a second a lap quicker right now, Sato is, than the tail end of the field. Might catch them right about when he has that first pit stop. That would work out perfect. No cautions here in the first 18 laps. Takuma Sato comfortably out front now by 2.5 seconds over Alex Palou. And a bit of a gap back to Rinus VK and McLaughlin and Rossi, who kind of started to come together. 3-car fight.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 93 Fahrenheit.
You hear the track temperature going up a bit as the sun peeks through the overcast skies here this morning and going into the early afternoon. DK looking for a way by, just letting McLaughlin know he's there. Maybe take another shot here down the front straight. But lost a bit of time. Lose so much momentum. There's lap 20. McLaughlin looking strong in third, the best of the Penske so far. Malukas back in 10th. Pit stops are looming. See the lap traffic just ahead going into turn 1. It's about 5 seconds up the road. How will it affect our leader and those behind him? It seems like that pack has loosened up a little bit. Before it was like a 5-car train. There's 2 McLarens here, Nolan Siegel and Hunter Ray. Siegel continues to fall. This has not been a good month for either of these 2 McLarens. They are currently running behind Catherine Legge. You got Nick Schumacher trying to stay with Castroneves, who's also pretty far back in the field. And there you see the gap. How long can Sato go on a tank of fuel, though? About to find out. I might even hit before getting to them, though. About a lap before you get to the real dirty air. Use the draft as much as you can. Let's see what kind of lap this is. A 40.8, so a little quicker than the lap before. And pulling away still from Palou. Although they ran almost identical laps that time, though. Gap 2.7. Crew's gotta have to be on their game here. Cross the line a little quicker still for Sato. And even quicker for Palou, just by 200ths. And now's the point, I think, where you consider bringing Sato in. We're on a long green flag run. I don't see
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 97 Fahrenheit.
And you're just going to maybe lose time here and see what it takes, though, to get by at least the first one here, Jacob Abel. Scott Dixon in 33rd, last year's winner, pit on lap 8. Many of us still trying to figure that out. Oh, almost the wall there for Sato. Getting in some dirty air. First time all race. And there he is, looking to pit lane. Maybe a lap too late, though, as he's lost over a second being behind. Here comes Palou. Staying on track. Scott McLaughlin, Renus UK. Rossi. Yep, first car down pit lane. That's going to be Takuma Sato. Now, when does Palou come down? He's a 2.5 back of Siegel. We saw what it did to Sato. I would pit right now. And he is. Big call there. McLaughlin pitting. Right now it's, I think, a matter of who's not.
The leader, Palou, is pitting.
Maybe Armstrong staying out. Yeah. Marcus Armstrong might get a lap led here. Let's see. Yep, gets to the line first just before Palou. Kirkwood stays out. Also saw Christian Rasmussen a little further back. Takuma Sato back on track. Working to get by Catherine Legg, but tire's not up to temperature. Let's see what happens on the blend. Honore had a big checkup as he's going very slow down the front stretch. Here's Sato. Palou is ahead at the moment down the back stretch. Does Sato have enough to get alongside into 3? He does. Side by side, Palou just can't clear, and Sato's gonna be back in first, just barely though. Wow, what a close haul. And now you gotta think, anyone else that's pitting could have an opportunity here. Where's Scott Dixon in all of this? Pit stops continue. Pato O'Ward now your leader. You see Sato and Palou struggling to get by Hunter Ray, who's near the end of his fuel stint. Just lighter on fuel cannot get by. Scott McLaughlin, he's gonna have a clear shot at the top 2. There goes Hunter Ray peeling off for his stop. I believe O'Ward is still on track. Look how many cars on pit lane there. 10 or so. Sato back out front. Clean air again. Now I want to find one driver in particular. And that is Scott Dixon. He's in 13th now. Where was he before he pit? Let's see where he started. Just a strange call. Maybe he knows something we don't. Look at that. Rasmussen pretty quick, trying to get by Kirkwood. Can't make it all the way by. We're gonna line him up again for the back straight. It's the top 5. We got Rossi coming up on his first lap car. That's it. Nolan Siegel 2 seconds ahead. And you see Renus VK in 4th, trying to get by Hunter Ray. Scott McLaughlin behind Alex Palou. just went a lap down to Takuma Sato, who's just ahead of her. Can Lei get her lap back? She's really giving Sato a whole rearview mirror full. Palou now closing up on Catherine Legge. So her tires start to wear off. Seems like Palou had a bad exit off of 4. Lost a ton of ground. Understand there might be some debris actually in turn 4. So keep an eye on that. In the short shoot is what we're being told. Look at that battle for second heating up. Palou trying to hold off a charging Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin really has good pace here in the middle part of the run. We are likely going to be getting a caution here in the next lap or so for that debris. From what I understand, race control is trying to keep it from coming out, but the debris is not clearing itself. Doesn't appear to be anything off one of the cars. Haven't seen really any contact out there today, even maybe at the wall the first 2 laps or so, but caution.
Be careful, we've got a full course caution.
Catherine Legge, fortunate enough to be the first car a lap down, will get the wave around. In 29th. Everyone on back though. Gonna need some luck to get back on the lead lap. Takuma Sato been out front since the beginning of this race. A few others led laps throughout the pit stop exchange, but
Pits are open.
Sato has really been the one out front all the way. Palou had a quick shot through the pit stop exchange. Wave around. All 33 cars still in this race. 69-degree ambient temperature. Nice day here in Indianapolis. Expected a bit more cloud cover. 97-degree track temperature has really spread these cars out. So we'll see what happens as we get later in this race. But who decides to pit, I think, is the big question here. half the... No, not even.
The leader, Palou, is pitting.
More than half. But Alex Palou
Grosjean in front is pitting.
is one of them. Siegel, Lundgaard, Kyle Kirkwood here, Santino Ferrucci, Pato O'Ward. Let's see, Rosenquist, Castroneves, Sato, McLaughlin, Rossi, BK, and Rasmussen, your top 5. Then you got Malukas and Newgarden, Kiffin Simpson. They did not pit. Scott Dixon pit. Oh man. 3 laps. Only a lap before the caution came out. So, only the top 8 stayed out. And that's 10 to 13 lap old tires. That could be a little challenging. We'll see what Palou can do. Passing's been difficult. Can McLaughlin make a run for the lead? Kind of eliminated that variable for him, trying to get by the 10 car. You got 2 ECR cars now in the top 5. 3 Penske cars in the top 7. So it's busy at the front. Pace car, give him 1 to go at the line. And we'll see lap down cars drop to the back.
Okay, Victor, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
There we go. Should have got moved to the end of the line, but got that taken care of. Let's make sure we don't have any penalties. About to get going back. Green flag racing here at Indianapolis. Cars rounding turns 3 and 4. Lap 40, so 1/5 of the way through this race. First caution of the day for debris. Drivers give it a second to clear their heads a bit and get back at it. Green flag about to be back in the air. These cars in pit lane.
Green, 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 let's go.
Sato pulls away. Another great restart here at Indianapolis. Everyone making it through safely. And the leaders. Look at that. Scott McLaughlin out front to Kuma Sato. Still holding close though. Not going to let him get away. Rossi riding in third. See if he can hang with the top two this time. Kind of lost some pace early in that last run. Alex Palou in ninth. Hasn't gained any spots yet. There is Palou. Got Armstrong, Newgarden, Will Power as those behind him that have also pit. See Power looking to pass on Newgarden and gonna get it done. Nice pass by Power. Move him up to third on that strategy. Back to the front, Sato. Riding second now. Maybe trying to recoup some of that fuel he may have lost early in the run. Top five right now. McLaughlin, Sato, Rossi, VK, and Malukas. We approach the 1/4 point of this race. And that Newgarden looking inside on Rasmussen back there. Can't quite get there though. Rasmussen very aggressive, shuts the door, almost gets the wall on exit. Top five pulling away. Let's hear the closest battle in the top 10. Newgarden just really desperate to get by and race with those leaders. Also avoid this guy, Alex Palou, on fresh tires. And we got Armstrong kind of holding Power up a bit. See what happens here down the backstretch. Lundgaard's got a bit of a run. To entertain a pass though. Lucas got a bit shaky off of 4. It's gonna give Rasmussen a huge run. Oh, there goes Palou on a teammate. Gonna get by. Maybe. Oh, Simpson's pushing back. Not gonna make it. Wow. Nothing easy here. Wonder what Ganassi thinks about that. You know, blows on fresh tires. That's probably not best for the team. That probably costs his right front from, you know, a bit of wear even, just going side by side like that. Pato O'Ward now on his teammate. Let's see how this goes. Christian Lundgaard. Not close enough. Pato looks like he's got quite a bit of pace in that number 5 McLaren. Good run down the backstretch. Great battle here for the top 10. Just outside the top 10, sorry. There's a pass around the outside. First time we've seen that today. He's able to get to the outside corner through exit of 4. O'Ward move him up to 12th. Now focus on Will Power, who's... Oh! Pato got the wall. I think he's okay. Car looks okay. Scrape the wall there off of 2. I know personally that has ruined my suspension at certain tracks. Doesn't take much to ruin your day, and now Will Power, the terrible exit, is going to allow Pato to just drive on by at 10, 15 miles an hour quicker. That's up to 11. Further up, Palou still in ninth, hasn't been able to close back on Kiffin Simpson. And Newgarden hasn't been able to do anything with Rasmussen. So, right now, Scott McLaughlin's your leader by 2 seconds over Takuma Sato, and another 2 seconds back to Alexander Rossi as we have just completed lap number 50. Quarter of the way through this race. McLaughlin in a great spot. Still got about 14 seconds up the track for any lapped cars. Take a quick look here where everyone is on track. And you see McLaughlin. Turn 1 seems to be a bit of speed being carried in, and that's why a lot of contact is happening as we exit turn 1. He's getting a little loose. Let's take a look at this camera shot. With the fastest car on track. Why not? Look at this. Going for a pass right as we say it. Gonna get by Marcus Armstrong. Armstrong gonna fight back. He's gonna get back there, okay. But look at that. In 10th. He's already put 2 seconds back between himself and Will Power. Picked up on Armstrong really quick. I think he'll get him again here down the next straight. Maybe start putting some pressure on Palou. Armstrong coming back again. He's clear now. Armstrong put up a good fight though. Brought a little power back into the battle, so we should be able to get up to Armstrong here soon. Now focus again, forward. Pato O'Ward. Let's see how fast this next lap is. We'll go on board with him. To Palou. It's like it's opening up a little bit even. Pato may have used up a bit of tire there with trying to get by Armstrong. Looks like we got a lot of Leaders on pit lane. And this will cycle these two to first and second. For at least the next 10 laps. Huge lap here for Palou. He's flying right now. This could be more than half a second quicker than what Palou's doing. Yeah, half a second. Gap is closing. First and second, Palou and Pato O'Ward here at Indy. Track down Scott Dixon also while this gap continues to close. Dixon, I think he might actually be back on the same strategy as everyone else now. That early stop just really made no sense and now puts them behind the ball entirely. Last year's winner, Scott Dixon, likely out of the running for today's win. But his teammate, Alex Palou, looking pretty good here. Building the gap back up between himself and Pato as he's got some clean air. Newgarden just up ahead with fresh tires out of pit lane. Let's take a look at how they got off pit lane, actually. So McLaughlin, then Sato, Rossi, VK, Malukas, Rasmussen. Yeah, O'Ward losing quite a bit of time now to Palou. Rapidly. That was nearly a second that lap. Should see these guys pitting in the next 6 laps or so. That is a lot of the field, by the way. It's going to be the top 20, or I imagine, all coming down pit lane. And a great race here from the pole sitter. Got off strategy from Takuma Sato and Scott McLaughlin, and seems to be working right now. He's got Pato O'Ward kind of riding in shotgun with him. Definitely want to keep an eye on that number 5. So a long way to go in this race. Quite impressed actually with everyone still running. No cautions for incident yet. Last year we had quite a few big ones even. Colton Herta unfortunately had a major incident. Not running this year. Hopefully back in the future though. See if we can find some closer racing further back in the field, perhaps. Let's see what's going on here. Ericsson closing up on Hunter Ray, who just came out of pit lane. Scott Dixon in 30th, the first car a lap down. So that is a big deal, because we do have the wave around. Okay, the first car a lap down. It's not over yet, but at the same time, leaders are going to catch more lap cars sooner than later. Castroneves 14th in a great race. There's Ferrucci. I'm just trying to ride a safe race right now. Get to the 100 lap mark and then figure out.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 101 Fahrenheit.
Riding behind Nolan Siegel and Catherine Lay. This is where McLaughlin needs to go and dispose of these two cars quickly. See Sato in the background, Rossi back there. Even VK and Malukas, yeah. Malukas, though, a lap down, actually. He is pit. Look at this, Rossi and Sato side by side through 3 and 4. Big moment here. Can Rossi get the pass done on the outside? Both on the hybrid. Here comes VK. Oh, VK's maybe looking for a 2-for-1 into turn 1. Three-way battle. Potentially for third in this race, or second actually. Oh, VK cuts off Rossi, puts him back another spot. Malukas just behind now. He's 5, all forward position. Oh, and now back by Arenas as Arenas checks up through 3. Here comes Rossi again. Sato had an issue. Look at this. All over the track right now. It's getting hairy. Track temp 101. Rossi lining up Sato for another shot, maybe now down the front straight. See if he can get a good run through here. Lucas looking quick. Here comes David Malukas in the Penske. He's got a lot of speed to the inside of Rossi. Not close enough though.
The leader, Hello, is pitting.
And that's Alex Palou down pit lane. Malukas going for the pass here through the backstretch. He's going to get him. Rossi tries to hold it, but he can't. It's loose. And Sato pulling away. Excuse me. You see Palou exiting pit lane where the leaders are. Newgarden and Pato O'Ward. I think Pato's the one he's got to keep an eye on more than anyone.
Grosjean ahead is pitting.
Oh, look at that. Newgarden gets loose. Wow, these cars are really starting to get wild. Lots of activity on pit lane. And now, the focus is back on Scott McLaughlin and then the top 5 behind him. It's Takuma Sato, Malukas, Rossi, and BK. Simpson and Palou are going side by side through turn 4. Palou's going to get clear. Fresh tires on the 10 car. Let's go on board again. He's going to get to the outside of Rasmussen. Nicely done. 2 spots in just that lap. And he's going to close up on BK here. Down the backstretch, sideways off of 2. Decides to wait, maybe the high side. Yep. Ooh, almost a crash there. Close moment. Palou now into 5th. Got Rossi and Malukas now up ahead. Rossi gets by again for 3rd. Palou just flying right now. And Malukas gets back by Rossi. They're exchanging spots each corner. Gonna happen when Palou gets there. And again, switching spots. Oh, not this time. Malukas holds. And Rossi gets way loose. And that's going to open the door for Palou rather easily down the backstretch. I think he'll have a good shot into 3. Decides to stay in line. This for 4th. Top 4 or top 3. Or top 4 on older tires. Then you have Palou. Kiffin Simpson going for a pass on Renus. He's going to be clear. Nicely done. Palou on the newer tire strategy with Pato O'Ward and Marcus Armstrong who round out the top 10. Then you have just this battle. The difference in tires right now is really starting to matter as the track heats up to 101. Sun continues to shine here. What was expected to be a mostly cloudy day. You never know here. Speedway, Indiana, what weather you may get, even the forecast is in the hands of the Brickyard. BK got back. Oh no, he never let Kiffin by, that's right. I got back by for a moment, but Rossi doing a great job holding off Palou. This is huge for track position. There's Pato O'Ward trying to get his rhythm back. He's got fresher tires. In 8th, just got by Christian Rasmussen. Stops for the leaders in the next 10 laps. There you see the gaps all through the top 10. Further back, Newgarden just lurking there. I think waiting for his opportunity to strike. Could be on pit lane. These Penske pit crews are notoriously fast, accurate, precise, and make the right adjustments. It's late in the race. Like we've been mentioning, the track heating up. Who's going to make the right call? McLaughlin continues to lead. However, look at that. Takuma Sato says, I'm right here. Don't forget about me. David Malukas has yet to lead today, and he's also getting ever so close. 40.9, actually, a second quicker that lap. So this is about to be a three-way battle as McLaughlin has caught lap traffic and hit a brick wall, it seems. Nolan Siegel and Nick Schumacher up in front. Siegel already knocked down Schumacher, trying to stay on the lead lap. That's your top three. All in the same shot, McLaughlin, Sato, and Malukas. Malukas looking to make a pass, though. Down into three, almost contact. He survived. That was probably the closest almost of the race. Sato holds off the charge from Malukas. Wise decision to back out this early, only 2/5 of the way through this race, and plenty of time and opportunities maybe to try that again. You know, the passes are hard to come by, but rather third than 33rd. Oh, is this Sato pitting? Looks like it. Yeah, he's coming in early, so McLaughlin continues to lead. Palou, 4.5 seconds back of McLaughlin. Here he is. Will soon take over the lead once the top three pit in the next few laps. Rossi now seeing if he can get by Nolan Siegel. Yeah, McLaughlin, he's on pit lane. McLaughlin with the fastest lap of this race at 39.810. Palou closing. He's going to get to Rossi. I don't think he's going to have a chance to make a pass, but that was an incredible speed difference, and he's going to get to the outside, but Nolan Siegel's having trouble. Oh boy. Rossi pits. Palou backs out. Malukas stays on track. Ooh. That was a scary moment again. Getting a little tricky out there for some of these drivers. Takuma Sato getting by Schumacher. He's trying to stay with McLaughlin just ahead. So Rossi exiting pit lane. There's Sato. Oh, Rossi tried so hard to get out in front of Schumacher, but not quite on time. Oh, I think that was 3 wide with the leader. Whoa. Ay. VK trying to stay on the lead lap. Look at this. Oof. Alright, so Alex Palou running first, 4.5 seconds ahead of Pato O'Ward. Then Marcus Armstrong third, Newgarden in fourth. Newgarden should be pitting here in a moment. Then Conor Daly and Christian Lundgaard will be your top 5. Renus VK right now on the tail end of the lead lap. It's on fresh tires, but you see Kiffin Simpson, he's going to lose a lap. Rasmussen down a lap. Hello. Going very quick. You know, you got Rossi just ahead. And Takuma Sato, Malukas, and McLaughlin trying to get by Dennis Hauger now for 20th. Increase that gap between themselves and that yellow 10 car up at the top of the frame. The delta is about that straightaway for the pit lane. Can McLaughlin get by? Just barely not clear. Hauger making it difficult. McLaughlin's gonna drive it hard into 3. Can't get there. Oh boy. It's tough here today. Kiffin Simpson looking for a way back onto the lead lap. That's his teammate. You'd think his teammate would let him back by. It's cutthroat out there, because if he lets Simpson by, then that puts Christian Rasmussen in position to be the lucky dog and get the wave around. I mean, would you rather have your teammate as the wave around or rival? And there goes McLaughlin. He's going to get clear of Hauger. Does Malukas have enough pace to get alongside? It doesn't seem like it. Penske 1-2 in this strategy. There you got Rossi and VK mixing it up. VK looking very quick at the start of this run. And Palou just desperately trying to hold off his teammate. Five seconds up ahead of Pato O'Ward. There's Pato coming off a 4. Close to the wall. I'm amazed nobody's really clobbered that wall yet. This driver's doing a great job out there today. As mentioned last year, we had quite a few cautions and same settings here this year. Sometimes they just know how to drive better, it seems. I don't know. We do run races often here on the channel, so if you're interested in this too, subscribe, hit the notification button. We do IndyCar Legend Racing Series, which is it's a lineup of drivers that span from Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt, all the way to present day Pato O'Ward, Alexander Rossi, Alex Palou, obviously, Scott Dixon, Alonso Jr., Michael Andretti. We have all the legends there. 40 of them in that series. And we also have a Stock Car Championship Series, similar setup as the IndyCar Legend Racing Series. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, all the way Bobby Allison to just Dale Earnhardt and even Kyle Busch. Of course, Kyle Busch is in that, and I believe maybe leading that championship. So was last year's champion and last week's winner in the series. So be sure to check that out in the playlist. You do have all the races there. Trying to do a better job of getting them all broadcast for you. Brought to you again by Dizzy V Designs. Check out Dizzy V, the last show on Earth, out on all platforms, and Team Watson Racing Setups. You need a setup for your car. There's a whole bunch to choose from. A variety of setups available, and pit stops beginning for some of the leaders. Team Watson Racing Setups. And get a nice Indy 500 setup from yours truly. Will be improved on even next year. So we have some ideas that are in the works. Sticking with Alex Palou, he's your leader. Let's see how long until he pits. It's gotta be soon. We saw Pato O'Ward dive down. Coming up on halfway. Great race so far. Only one caution early on lap 35. A large piece of debris that was flying around the short. There's Pato O'Ward and your leader, Alex Palou. So, kind of interesting because that shows the gap between the two. O'Ward definitely should have got out in front of Palou. Potentially its track position, but it may have been a bit of a slower stop too for the 5 team. Back up here to Malukas, who's stuck behind Dennis Auger. He's never able to get by, while McLaughlin has been able to get by, has since left Malukas by 2 seconds. And many pit stops taking place here at this moment. Palou should be down pit lane any second.
The leader, Hello, is pitting.
Yep, he's down pit lane right now. Where do we blend out? See McLaughlin, Malukas, Sato. Could this be McLaughlin's
Grosjean
race?
ahead is pitting.
Across the line. Palou still exiting pit lane. Here he comes. He's making those spots with every pit cycle. Look at that. Up to fifth and potentially ahead of Alexander Rossi as he exits. Definitely ahead of VK. And you see Pato O'Ward in the background, also up significantly into ninth. So Rossi's clear in 6th. Puts Palou 7th for the meantime. Let's see if Palou can maybe get by here with those fresh tires. Right now the gap between McLaughlin and Malukas about 2 seconds. Then another gap back to Sato and There goes Palou, quick with the pass. And he's gonna track down those top 3 very fast. Clean air on the nose of that 10 car. Reed's VK and Rossi now have Pato O'Ward coming up quick. Looking at this, you gotta think Palou and Pato might be in the best spot. Marcus Armstrong also having a good run on the same strategy. There's Nolan Siegel exiting. Pit lane should be out of the way for these guys. Hopefully. Oh, looks like he's gonna get right in the middle. Oh boy. VK having to back out a bit. Closest battle in the top 10. Right here, see if Rossi, VK, and O'Ward, how this shakes out. Siegel might be able to make a run at Rossi. Here we are though, lap 100. $100 to go, halfway in the books. McLaughlin's your leader. It's been McLaughlin and Palou and Takuma Sato. Look at that, he's already hot and past Takuma Sato. Oh my gosh. Flying right now. 5.5 seconds back of the lead. 100 laps to go. Off strategy and already caught the leader. Pretty dominant showing so far. But as I said, only halfway. A lot can still happen. A lot of close calls here. Still though, everyone out on track, running 33 cars. See what this lap is for Palou. 42.2. It does sound a little off, didn't it? Like he was staying in 6th gear. It's strange. Because now Sato, he's like, do I take a shot here? Is Palou in fuel save mode all of a sudden? Get the call from the box. Boss man. Need you to back it down for me a bit. You might be catching the draft up ahead and just letting it ride until they catch them. It's about a 1 second gap between each car up ahead. Not like super consistent traffic. It's a bit more running, I would say. A running yoke. There's McLaughlin, continues to lead. Coming up on their next round of pit stops here in the next probably 2 to 5 laps for a lot of these drivers. Interested if anybody's even got the wall in this race. Like, it has any sort of damage. McLaughlin closing up on Stingray Robb, who's currently 27. Catherine Legg is right now the first car a lap down. She would love for Stingray to stay ahead of McLaughlin. I think he will, because Scott does have to pit here in a bit. And Stingray has pit just recently. Catherine Legg, she's also pit recently. As David Malukas sits in her draft. Then there's Palou and Sato. They're closed up to Schumacher. McLaughlin's got a good run on Stingray. Sure he's not necessarily wanting to take a spot, but yeah, he's coming down pit lane this time. Ooh, gets a big push coming to the entry. Malukas gonna stay out and lead a lap. It's got a bit more fuel in the tank. Been able to save over the runs and not being out front. Been in a bit more traffic. 4 seconds back right now is Alex Palou. Running about a second a lap slower. Palou that is. So Palou's really backed it up. Not sure what the reasoning entirely is. Ooh, very slow it seems there. Thought he was out of gas. Let's see, what speed do we have? 2:15 at the line. Way off pace. 42.5 seconds. He was a second slower than the lap car behind him, Mick Schumacher. Look at that. He's going way quicker. Interesting things taking place here at the Speedway. So a 4-second gap back to Palou. Palou has 6 seconds on Pato O'Ward. That is a very key battle to keep an eye on. Here's McLaughlin and Castroneves. Oh, almost contact. Castroneves in 23rd, got 13 laps on his tires, so I know that McLaughlin is eager to get by Sato, hoping not to get passed by McLaughlin or by Schumacher, and does. Oh boy, it's just going along for everybody here as far as traffic and timing goes. You see Malukas in the next lap. Here's Rossi making his way out of the pits. Good stint there for Rossi, I think. Pretty solid. Looks like he's going to come out right with Sato and in front of Palou. And Sato gets by Schumacher. There's Malukas making the turn. Palou takes over the lead. Rena's VK going a lap down now. Puts him in 29th at the moment. And the gap that McLaughlin has over So that would be... There's Malukas. He's exiting. I think this will be an interesting blend. He's going to get out in front of Hauger. He's got to. No, Hauger's going to get there. Oh, man. See what I'm saying? Everyone's had trouble. Takuma Sato, 3 seconds back. And Conor Daly up into the top 3 on that strategy that Palou is using. You see Palou trying to get by Schumacher. He's in 27th, putting him a lap down. Ooh, VK. Looks like he almost got the wall there. You see the speed of VK on those fresh tires. They last for about 2 laps, and then you really even out. So he's going to go for it here into turn 1. On the leader to get his lap back. Well done. Clears him. Not quite. No. Can't get by. Oh, brother. Palou continues out front, 5.5 seconds in front of Pato O'Ward. Rasmussen just putting in his quickest lap of the race. Good to see. With the track temps being so high, that is somewhat interesting even. Look at that rubber being kicked up there into turn 1. Newgarden on pit lane. Looks like Pato O'Ward's in some traffic now, losing time quickly. And Takuma Sato has got a gap to himself and David Malukas. But Malukas has got a clear track between himself and Scott McLaughlin, but we are also getting reports of debris again, now this time in 1 and 2 in this short shoot as cars leaving pit lane. Taking note. Keep an eye on that situation unfolding on pit exit. I don't believe they are going to hesitate here this time to wave the yellow flag and bring these drivers in. Slow down the field so they can get that debris off track. This will be our second caution for debris.
Full course caution, be careful.
Here on lap 118. First caution was lap 34, so quite a run there. Green flag racing. Going to cycle the field through and Renus VK will get the wave around.
Full course yellow, pits are open.
So big moment in this race as we are at the 3/5 point of the race, really. Lap 120 coming up. So the 300-mile mark. Once you make it to the 400-mile mark, gloves are off. Who decides to pit here? I think that's a big call. Let's take a look from the blimp. Yeah, if you're in the top 10, you know, these guys, the top 20 who have that different strategy, they have to pit. But if you are a driver like Rossi or, you know, pit only 10 laps ago, do you come back in? There's Newgarden, he's staying out.
The leader, Hello, is
I
pitting.
think that's potentially Castroneves.
Grosjean, ahead, is pitting.
But I think we're seeing the entire field on pit lane. Yeah, I don't think anybody didn't pit. There goes Rossi. Oh no, that's Rasmussen. Wow, so McLaughlin and Malukas buried in the field. Takuma Sato, Rossi. Oh man. How's it gonna play out now? These drivers will get the wave around. Another lap to this caution just so we can get all of our P's and Q's in order.
Race cars in this lap. Pits are open.
Okay. 6 and 33. All right. Everybody cycle through. Get one to go at the line. Alex Palou, Marcus Armstrong, Christian Lundgaard, Pato O'Ward, Marcus Ericsson, Conor Daly, Felix Rosenquist, Will Power, Ed Carpenter, Kyle Kirkwood. That's your new top 10.
Okay, Victor, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
What happens from here? Oh boy. McLaughlin, Rossi. Those guys just got short end of the stick there. Takuma Sato. Tough break. Malukas. Right now, 26 cars on the lead lap. Got Ryan Hunter-Reay, Christian Rasmussen, Mick Schumacher, Kiffin Simpson, Scott Dixon all a lap down, and Nolan Siegel, Jacob Abel 2 laps down. Get the green flag this time by. Less than 80 laps remain here in the Indianapolis 500. Alex Palou from the pole has looked very sure of himself. Very confident. Very fast. I think Pato O'Ward is one of these cars up front that could potentially challenge that 10 car. Field got really shaken up through those pit stops. So we'll see what happens here. And
green flag, we're racing.
Green flag, back in the air. Marcus Armstrong. Almost passed back there in the three. Take one more shot here into turn 1. Car's looking very fast here. Real sense of the speed here. Marcus Armstrong looking to pull the upset with 75 to go at the line. Got Palou on the restart. Newgarden 3rd, Pato O'Ward 4th. Rosenquist running 5th, and then you got a battle with Daly and AiRacing for 6th. Daly clear. All 3 Andretti Motorsport cars in a row. AiRacing, Power, Kirkwood, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Ed Carpenter running 10th. It's really mixing up back here. Newgarden trying to get by Jack Harvey. Renus VK looking by on Ferrucci. There goes Malukas looking to get by Catherine Legg. It's just like a deck of cards up here just shuffling non-stop. McLaughlin up to 14th. Looking for 13th on Graham Rahal. Looks like he might get him here. So these guys aren't done yet. Don't count them out. Here's Sato and Rossi. Rossi running 26th, Sato 25th. And you see Malukas and DK trying to keep pace with McLaughlin and Newgarden. back up front for a bit. Pato O'Ward trying to get into third on his teammate. Not as easy as it sounds. Armstrong really pulling away from Alex Palou. 2.3 seconds now, the gap. Excuse me. Very strong car out front. And there goes Pato. That's for third. Just instantly pulling away from his teammate. Closing the gap to Palou. Just gotta keep the momentum. Seconds the gap between first and third, with Palou right in the middle at 2.5 seconds. Closing up slowly on lap traffic, still over straightaway between themselves. 69 laps to go at the line. Marcus Armstrong. Unforeseen driver to be out front. I didn't expect it at all. McLaughlin and Malukas continue their charge to the front. I believe they're getting pretty close to the top 10. Here's Newgarden. It's closing up on Carpenter now. All three Penske cars, followed by Linus VK. Oh no, that Graham Rahal. So it's just the Penske's that have been able to come back through the field. Willpower now intent, trying to hold off Carpenter. And a charging Newgarden. And while we have the moment, our next broadcast will be in 2 days' time on Memorial Day itself. So for that time, be sure to tune in for that. It'll be the Stock Car Championship Series from Road America. It'll be a great race there. Hit the notification button, you'll get the alert once we go live. Should be about the same time as we are here today, though. car continues to run in 10th. Grosjean has gotten by into 9th. So Grosjean's showing a bit of pace, looking to get by even on Kirkwood. Gap remains the same up front, 2.5 or 2.7 seconds to Palou, 5.2 to Pato O'Ward. And you got Christian Lundgaard and Felix Rosenquist filling out the top 5. There goes Kirkwood on Daly. Gonna try to clear. Can't quite clear though. He's getting up through 2. Race down the backstretch. Kirkwood's gonna have to fall back in line, I think. Oh, he's gonna try to go again. Conor Daly struggling with handling right now. Line him up again here into turn 1. So he's got a bit more speed this time. Should be able to clear easily. Still not quite. And in fact, gave Daly more room to allow him more exit speed. So Conor Daly holding strong on that outside line despite being a bit off pace. Frustrating for the 27, but part of racing sometimes is know you're faster, you just can't get by. Gotta be patient and pick your spot. He almost had him. That Carpenter on willpower to the outside. Definitely going to complete that one. Graham Rahal has gotten by Malukas. Oh wow, willpower holding strong on the inside there off of turn 2, and then holding off Carpenter on the outside through 3 and 4. While Newgarden looks to crack the top 10 with about 60 laps to go. Scott McLaughlin right there as well. He's really been one of the more dominant cars on the day. Everything kind of calming down for a moment with 60 laps remaining. Gaps all kind of holding still, but we are catching lap traffic. So Marcus Armstrong up to Jacob Abel, who's in 33rd. And you got Schumacher and Christian Rasmussen as the cars in front. Palou 1 second back. Palou half a second back. He's closing quick. Armstrong looking a little desperate, trying to show his nose to Abel. Just a few car lengths now. Palou's going to have a huge run here down the backstretch. Decides to stay calm right now, right behind Armstrong. Track temp remains 101 degrees. Sun beating down. Oh, look at that. Pato O'Ward's even joined the party now. Right behind Palou. Top 3 all together now. So we are approaching our second to last pit stop of the day. Ooh, Armstrong getting a little loose here in dirty air. Look at this now. Pato's gonna set up Pato's setting up Palou for the pass into turn 1. He's gonna have some draft from Armstrong too, which is gonna help him and get clear into the short chute easily. Wow. First time I think I've seen Palou pass all day. And Pato does it. So we are right about coming up to 50 laps to go. Perfect timing if you're a McLaren fan. And Armstrong clears Jacob Abel. Bad exit though for Armstrong's gonna allow Abel to get back to the inside. Even Pato O'Ward now for the lead. Pato leads here at Indy. Into turn 1, clears Armstrong. Armstrong's going back to the inside. O'Ward's gonna have the outside though down the backstretch with the momentum. And a draft now through Abel, maybe into 3. Decides to back out and hold the lead now as the top 3 are separated by half a second. Christian Lundgaard closing in 1.5 seconds back. Bad exit again for Armstrong as he's having to lift. Allows a Palou by. Yeah, pit stops are, I think, maybe this lap. So this is crunch time for these drivers. Yep, here comes Pato. Not sure if Palou's following. We'll check. He is. There's your leaders. Palou, Pato O'Ward, Armstrong.
The leader, Hello, is pitting.
Keep an eye on these guys as they make their stops. Rosenquist, Conor Daly stayed out. So here's Palou. Pato O'Ward's out. Oh my. Excuse me. There's Palou. Got a bit of a gap on Armstrong. But O'Ward well away.
Grosjean in front is
by
pitting.
2.5 seconds. Pato O'Ward with a stop of his life there. That team impressive. Pulling away from Palou when it matters most. There's Rosenquist. He's out on pit exit. Does he get out in front of Palou? I think he might. Yeah, looks like he will. Palou's having to deal with Jacob Abel. Huge stop for Rosenquist. 3 seconds off of O'Ward, but into what will be second once everything cycles through. And Malukas was on pit lane. Look at Rosenquist going outside there on Schumacher, but Schumacher closes the door after being a bit loose in the middle of the corner. Oh, here comes Palou. Huge run. Does not decide to go 3 wide. Thought about it though. It's the battle for second on track. Rosenquist, Palou, Armstrong trying to get by Schumacher. And here comes Palou looking to capture second back. These guys really going at it for fifth. Lundgaard gets passed on the outside by Daly and Kirkwood. Now Kirkwood with a huge run down the backstretch on Daly. Daly's going to hold him off on the outside. Jacob Abel exiting pit lane. Is he going to get out here with these leaders? I think so. Palou's got to be thinking, no, not again. There's Pato. He's clear. Got Castroneves up in front of him in 26th. And then Takuma Sato in 25th. Man, what a fall from grace for Takuma Sato. Heartbreaking. So what this track can do. Armstrong tried to go for it there on Daly. They had to back out. Now here's Will Power looking on Lundgaard. Lundgaard's struggling right now. Here's Newgarden and McLaughlin. McLaughlin, probably the fastest car today. Has the fastest lap. He's turning the fastest laps right now. I just don't think there's enough time. He's 16 seconds back from the lead. I was thinking he might gain a bit of time here through pit stops, but really didn't. Ed Carpenter running 13th, a great run. He's really had the caution fall his way. Same can be said for Graham Rahal. Malukas rounding out the top 15 when he was in the top 5, looking for a potential win. And that yellow came out. Kyle Collette kind of benefited. Ferrucci's been around here all day, around 15. Has not been able to make the splash I think that he would have liked to be part of the conversation for winning here. Jack Harvey, 18. Good run for him. Catherine up to 19. See Rossi 21st after everything that happened. He was probably about a 3rd or 5th place car. Dixon, first car lap down. Don't know what to say about his day. Rinus VK, definitely a fast car. Just kind of got screwed by bad timing. And there's Helio Castroneves, last car on the lead lap. And Pato O'Ward. Pato O'Ward, excuse me. The race leader. Here's a battle. Daly and Rosenquist for 3rd. They're following Palou. 2nd back. Is this Pato O'Ward's race? Can anybody catch him? I think maybe if Palou gets some clean air, he might be able to catch up, but that's a big maybe. He's got a big run on Schumacher down the backstretch. Is it enough to clear him, though, in the short shoot? That's the big question. And it is. Palou, 1 spot closer. And was able to make up some time, too, with the draft, so actually maybe gained a 2nd on that lap. Got a half a 2nd on Palou. Palou gets by Stingray Robb. Or actually doesn't. So slow him down a bit. Now, the other thing is, you always want to be sometimes, not always, but the first car to pit last. That might be the strategy here today. There's Conor Daly moving by Rosenquist for 3rd. Conor Daly suddenly becoming I think consideration for the win in this race. He's showing some speed here, and it's at the right time. Right now it's Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Conor Daly, Rosenquist, and Kirkwood, your top 5. Marcus Armstrong, Christian Lundgaard, Will Power, Josef Newgarden, and Romain Grosjean, your top 10. So Newgarden is into the top 10 now. Got a few more laps on his tires. He's borderline able to make it the rest of the way. On one more sock, that is. Three seconds the gap. Now Palou to O'Ward as Jacob Abel sits ahead of Palou. There's Pato, running a 42.1 that last time by.
track temperature is increasing. It's now 105 Fahrenheit.
Oh wow, track temp really jumped up there. Another 4 degrees. Oh, these guys are really gonna have to struggle these last 40 laps. It's the last 100 miles here at Indy. Pato O'Ward's been in this position a few times now. Can he seal the deal? McLaughlin was leading late last year and had an incident. Took him and Herta out of the race. Just gotta keep it clean. 4-second lead on Alex Palou. Helio Castroneves just ahead in 25th. Last car on the lead lap. This hasn't really been up towards the front too much today. He had a moment where he was off strategy. He was able to make up some spots, but about to go a lap down here into turn 1. Oh, Palou has a bad exit off of 4. Does O'Ward have enough? No. Castroneves is going to keep them at bay. It's good for Palou because Palou had his own issues and could not get by Jacob Abel as he's going to line him up again here into turn 3. Conor Daly behind. Going to get by Schumacher. Yeah, again, Palou just can't quite get there. Conor Daly creeping into the conversation. 41.7 that last time by. It's cooking. Under 35 to go. Is 5 seconds right now between first and second, but less than a second between second and third. Continuing to monitor Mr. Josef Newgarden, by the way. He's still closing the gap on the lead while passing people up to 7. With one more stop, it's not over yet for the 2 team. 169 about to be in the books as Pato O'Ward maintains the gap he needs. Conor Daly continues to get ever so closer. You see Rosenquist and Kirkwood round out the top 5. Here's O'Ward. Got Rasmussen closing up a bit. The best exit out of turn 2. Ooh, a little loose again. Keeps his foot in it though. And 42.4. Everybody's still running in this race with 30 laps to go at the Indianapolis 500. Been an incredible run so far by quite a few drivers, some with some bad luck. Right now, Pato O'Ward and another driver who's been dominant from the beginning on pole, Alex Palou, running second. Conor Daly. I keep calling him Conor O'Daly for some reason. Runs third. And he's looking to shock the world. 42.1 that time for Pato O'Ward. Palou has got it down to 4 seconds. This is got by Jacob Abel. And now focuses on Stingray. The waning laps. The miles ticking down. Corner by corner. Who's got enough left? Both first and second running 42 flats. There's Conor Daly looking on Abel. Looks like he should be able to clear. Yes. Oh my god, he almost got the wall. Could have been a disaster there for Conor Daly, but he's clear. And Palou is closing up on Stingray Rod, 2 seconds back. And the gap is 4 seconds to O'Ward, who ran a 41.2 that last time by. Slowing down, it seems. Had a bad exit off of 4. And Rasmussen getting his lap back, gonna set him a little further behind. And I just saw Newgarden off pit lane. Is he the first to stop last? Can he make it to the end? .4 seconds, the gap now between O'Ward and Palou. Conor Daly in striking distance. Sees it all in front of him. Palou's pitting. So's O'Ward. Daly stays out.
The leader, Hello, is pitting.
Here we go. No interruption there that time for Palou as he gets to his box clean without any checkup. But I don't think he'll be able to beat O'Ward out. O'Ward's out. And right now clear by 2.5 seconds on Palou.
Grosjean ahead is pitting.
Here's Conor Daly. Thinking about his pit stop. Coming up here in a moment. 2.5 seconds between Palou and O'Ward. What did Conor accomplish on his out lap or his in lap? I think he's going to get past Palou. Here's Newgarden. He's already stopped. 25 laps to go. See McLaughlin on the pit access road. Woongard. Romain Grosjean. Mick Schumacher still to pit. There's Marcus Armstrong. Hell of a run for this guy. Potentially a top 10, maybe even a top 5 when it's said and done. We'll have to keep an eye on him. But there's Palou. Going to be your second place driver here in a minute. Conor Daly, though. Look at this. On pit exit. Is he got enough to get by Palou? It's close. I think he's got him. Rasmussen to the outside. Oh boy. For second in the Indy 500 here, Palou and Conor Daly duking it out. Looks like Palou's gonna get it for now, but that gap closed immensely. And meanwhile, the gap to Palou, or Pato O'Ward, is 4 seconds. There's Pato O'Ward. Nolan Siegel still to pit. Running interference here for the leader. There's Stingray Rob peeling off. Here those guys might jump into this battle when they get out of the pit, so we'll keep an eye on that too. Nolan Siegel. Here's Pato O'Ward. Can he clear Rasmussen down the backstretch? It's important that he does. And he does. Comes Palou, and look at Conor Daly with a huge run. Not going to be enough, though, as Palou does not lift. The race is officially on for the finish here of the Indy 500. Gonna be all out here for the final 20 laps. Stingray Rob coming out right into
The track temperature's falling. It's now 101 Fahrenheit.
Track temp coming back down ever so slightly. A bit of cloud cover during those pit stops. Alright, here we go. Like Castroneves might still be out in front of Palou when he gets around turn 2. And Rasmussen also there. And Siegel. Oh man, a lot of lap traffic for O'Ward to fight through to get to the leader. But if anybody can do it, it's this 10 car. Newgarden still in 7th, by the way. Look at this, almost 3 wide. Daly's like, let me by, bro. No, Stingray's not gonna give an inch. Newgarden might be able to get a top 5 out of it. You would need a caution in order to have any consideration for the win. Right now, it's Pato O'Ward, Palou, and Conor Daly in the conversation. That's it. And honestly, it's just Pato O'Ward at this point because he is pulling away. 41.1 that last time by. Six-second gap now to Palou. Some cars out here setting their best lap times. What is it this time? A 41.1 last lap? I think he might back it up. 41.0. 41.8 for Palou, and then a 41.2 So a bit quicker, but the damage has been done. Incredible that we have every car still in this race, by the way. I love seeing so many cars on the track towards the end of a race. Facing immortality, Pato O'Ward. It's almost there. He's got to keep his head on. No mistakes. .7, the gap to Palou. It is growing. Another 41-0 for O'Ward. What will it be this time by? Just on fire with these laps. Up ahead, he's got Catherine Legge and Takuma Sato. Takuma Sato, man. That guy had this race in his hands early on. Pulled away from Palou, just like Pato's doing here. Now finds himself on the tail end of the lead lap. 24th. Catherine Legge, by the way. 23rd. Incredible run. I don't think that was expected by anyone, especially considering we have nobody even out of the race. But this is not what Pato wants to see necessarily either, is side by side, so single file he can pick them off one by one. Still 6.5 seconds back to O'Ward, and then Conor Daly's lost touch with Palou. Cross the line again. Just all the basics right now. Fundamentals, do the basics. You don't need to Superman here. I don't even know if he needs to pass Takuma. He can just ride. 3-lap cars for Palou to navigate. Just looking comfortable out front. The 5-car Pato O'Ward. Six seconds the gap. Rosenquist and Armstrong going at it back here. Let's see if we can find them. Yeah, there we go. Battle for 5th. Look at Armstrong go and send it into 3. See if you can get a top 5 out of this. He was leading for quite a bit there in the middle part of the race and found himself in a fortunate position with the timing of a caution. McLaughlin up to 10th. That's something too. Newgarden in 7. Probably won't catch Rosenquist. Here's Kirkwood in 4th. Having a great day. Just quietly creeped up into the top 5. Conor Daly making some noise late, just not enough though. Needs a little extra boost or something to see. Does he have an extra boost in the end of this race? Those tires are going to wear out in these last 10 laps. You never know. Car starts sliding around. Daly's putting together a bit of a run here on Stingray, too. If he can get by Might be able to at least put himself in position for second. Get a shot at Palou before it's over. It's not quite close enough there. Ten laps to go, 9 at the line. Here we go. Time is running out for Alex Palou and Conor Daly. Fans on their feet. Pato, a fan favorite for sure. Everyone in this top 3 is. 4.2 seconds the gap. Some side by side up ahead. This is going to help Palou close in and maybe pass them before he runs out of time. Let's go on board one last time. See what he sees up ahead. How's he going to navigate this traffic? O'Ward entering 3. And clear Castroneves. That's one spot. Now, O'Ward has a bit of traffic in front of him. There's 7 laps to go, 6 to go at the line. You can see the carrot. It's pretty small. It's pretty far away. But he knows what he's got to do. Good checkup for Nolan Siegel, allowing Palou to work the draft a bit more. See if Siegel slips up off of 2 and gives Palou even more of a break. Nope. Palou working the tools so much. I think he's very low on that front roll bar. A lot of entry. You can see rotation on the car, but then it really just washes out on him. 5.3 seconds the gap with 5 laps to go. This man here, Pato O'Ward. Half a second slower than Palou that last time by. It's got Takuma Sato up ahead right now. Might have a good run down the front stretch.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 105 Fahrenheit.
42.3 for Pato at the line. And a 42.0. So it continues to fall here. Time's running out. 4 laps. 4.5 seconds. 2 lap cars sit in between. O'Ward desperate to get by Sato and add one more to that. The gap still dropping. And is O'Ward out of gas? He's coming to pit lane. Did he not fill up enough? Oh my god. Pit lane. Palou takes the lead. Oh my god. Pato O'Ward out of gas. They did not put enough fuel in. Palou takes the lead. Conor Daly 2.8 back. Oh my god. 3 laps to go. 2.5 now down the backstretch. There's the gap. Oh, a bit further than we thought. That last time by, Palou did a 41.39. Conor Daly a 41.97. 2 to go. Cross the line. 41.4. 41.2 for Conor. 2 laps to go. Conor's gonna go high. Looking on, Castroneves gonna give himself one more shot with just under 2 laps to go. 2 seconds back of the leader. Does Conor have enough to close up to Palou? Nolan Siegel ahead's gonna slow Palou down. 2.2 at the line, 41.6 to a 41.3. Final lap, Palou looking to win the Indy 500 from the pole. There's the gap. It's not gonna be enough for Conor Daly. Pato O'Ward out of fuel with 4 laps to go. Palou takes the lead and is going to win the Indy 500.
Has won.
Conor Daly in second. Kyle Kirkwood third. Marcus Armstrong in fourth. Rosenquist, your top 5. Your winner, Alex Palou, in what was a completely unexpected finish. Oh my goodness. Where did Pato O'Ward finish? 18th. Behind Graham Rahal, Alexander Rossi, and Kyle Collette. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. There is your winner. Second place runner-up, Conor Daly. Everybody wants to win, but he's got to be thrilled with second after starting nearly last. Definitely driver of the day. Palou winning from pole after being off strategy and back on strategy. Losing the lead to Pato, and Pato running out of fuel. Just heartbreak for that 5 team. But elation for Alex Palou. Your winner once again here in the 2026 Indy 500, brought to you by Dizzy V Designs and Team Watson Racing Setups. Be sure to check that site out for any setups you may need, and Dizzy V Designs for any paint jobs you may be looking for. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Do we have any incidents to look at? Just what a race. Scott Dixon pitting. And it starts doing this. So, no timeline here for incidents, unfortunately, because Indianapolis is weird for some reason. But incredible run from this one. Alex Palou, your winner once again here in the 2026 Sim iRacing 500, something of that sort. Driver of the day, obviously, Conor Daly finishing in second, Kyle Kirkwood third, Marcus Armstrong fourth, and Felix Rosenquist in fifth, Lucas sixth, Josef Newgarden seventh, Scott McLaughlin eighth, Roman Grosjean finishes ninth from 33rd, great run for him, and 10th place for Will Power from 26th. Christian Lundgaard, Marcus Ericsson, Ed Carpenter, Santino Ferrucci, and Graham Rahal, your top 15. Alexander Rossi, who had an incredible run early on, got caught out on the caution, finished 16th. Kyle Collette, Pato O'Ward, ran out of fuel from the lead with less than 5 laps to go. Jack Harvey and Louis Foster, your top 20. Dennis Hauger, Renus VK, Catherine Legge, Takuma Sato, Castroneves, Stingray Robb, Scott Dixon, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Kiffin Simpson, Christian Rasmussen, Mick Schumacher, Nolan Siegel, and Jacob Abel round out the 33 drivers who all finished here today in an incredible race. We may have had a few contacts with the wall, but not much to speak of. Some debris flying around in the short chutes from the snake pit and some barbecue, but aside from that, that was Alex Palou's race. Winner of the 2026 Indy 500.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 101 Fahrenheit.
Hope everyone enjoys the real race tomorrow. So if there's any indication of what goes on, we'll see if there's a few cautions. Hopefully that's the case. And, Alex Palou win from pole. Get his back-to-back. Have to wait and see. Conor Daly, hopefully he'll get a strong run. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Be sure to like the video and follow, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when we're going live. We'll be back again on Monday with the Stock Car Championship Series from Road America. Be sure to tune in for that, and we will see you then. Everyone have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the 500, and we will see you soon.